Hello, I will continue for the watercolor paper review with the Academy Baohong 100% cotton hot press one, academic grade. There is academic grade and artist grade in the Baohong paper. There is 100% and the size is 10 inch times 7 inch, means a little bit smaller than the A4 size. Last time I just reviewed with a cold pressed academic grade, and so if you are not yet reviewing this video, you can just search it in my video list playlist. So today I will only focusing on the hot pressed one. So this is well packed. So if you just open it, and there is a paper, and always I use that the plastic knife because that glue is very strong, so I don't use any knife. That one is very dangerous, so that one is safe, or some cards is okay. So this one is very useful for any I use a spoon or knife for the art product. So it is just cut down, and then the inner side that is very soft, and the texture is just a canned paper, and there is no text. And that one is very tightly just glued, and only this space is just open. So that one is a hot pressed. There is 20 sheets, 100% one. This size is a little bit smaller than the A4 size. A4 size. This size is A4, and that is they called it 4.5, 8.5. But actually, if you buy your the whole paper, the A2 size one, and if you cut 8, that means A4, then this size is a little bit smaller, but actually that A4 is a little bit even bigger. That is A4, and that one is the R-share or some Mulondroy or some just loose A2 size cut in 8, then is a little bit smaller than the real A4. And this is the A4.5 pad, 10 by 7 inch. So I use this one for the portrait or the small piece of the paintings or the practice swatching. That is a reasonably good size. And I practiced already with this paper, but not much than the cold pressed one. Cold pressed one is it's better for the beginners or some practice. I also use that the color swatchy, but I always just doing the same thing on the cold pressed, and this is a hot pressed one. So I just tested for Winsor and Newton Cotman two sets, and this one is a cold pressed, this one is a hot pressed. So this is that cold pressed one. This is a hot pressed one. This is a cold pressed, a hot pressed. So you can just to compare with them, but as far as I noticed that the cold pressed is the more vibrant, and the hot pressed one is I don't like. That is not my type yet. So there are some that is not consistent, and there is some background. So anyway, this is the cold press is more even. So this is also hot pressed and cold pressed. So that is also, this one is not consistent and not even, but the cold press one is more. I prefer the cold press. That one is this is a hot press and this is a cold press. And sometimes I just the paint, the ink and the just washing technique, so I just practiced. And this is also, I compare with the cold press and the hot press. This is a hot press and the one is a cold press. I practice, you know, on both sides. And I follow some tutorial for some illustrates on the hot pressed one. So very soft too on both sides. This, I think this is a back side and this is a front side. And I compare with the just I try the apple, but this is very vibrant and this is natural and then the comfortable to draw, but different feeling. And this is very vibrant. That one is a hot press and the other one is a cold press. And this is a hot pressed. I just practice. That is a Pinterest. I follow the Pinterest and analyze in crimson. And I don't know why that is a muddy. I think that one is a complementary shade color. So, and there is some background. And I tried the paint gray on this paper. There are different type of the paint grays. I at the moment I like the old 20 years old the Winsor Newton Kotman paint gray is most beautiful. There is a Kotman one I bought. I still keep it. That one is the best. But the Winsor Newton Pro has the paint gray that is not same, but I like this paint gray. This one is very similar with that Prussian blue. Anyway, all the colors has the same name, but they are different. So the beginners are very confused with that color name and then color. That is a difference between the brands. And I just follow some color swatching with the David, the Indian painter, and on the hot pressed one, that one is a Camlin paints flowers, and this one is compared with the Kotman one. Kotman and Camlin paints, I noticed that very similar the between them. And I practice on the hot press. Hot press has that very similar on the front and then back. And I practice that loose painting, but actually that is a cold press is much easier to practice. It is not easy to control the water, so just floating and yeah, that one is a difference between them. And I practice the shape on the cold press and then front. This one is a hot press and then cold press. That shading or something is a little bit different but interesting for the practice. And I tried to some rows. This is a cold press and that one is the hot press. And the cold, I still prefer the cold press paper because it's easier to control the water. But the hot press is still, oh, that is Yeah, I cannot control yet. So the if the beginner's cold press is even easier to control water, and then they're familiar with the paper. So and also I practice on the cold press and then hot press. For anyway, I just stop and then not successful. But anyway, I want to show the difference between the cold press and then hot press. The same trial. The cold press is easier, so just going further. And yeah, that one is a loose painting, and to try the spread between different colors and the color swatches. So, and I just check, compare with the swatch between other brands, Gamboge or the Yellow Ochre, Logian or something. And this is also hot pressed cyclamen flower, just a trial. That is a just a earlier the maybe there was a I just start with the painting and then practice. This is a cold press, this is a hot press, and that is the difference. The cold press is always just easy, so just to try the more than that the hot pressed one. It's cold press, and in hot press, cold press, its color is more uh, just attractive for me. So yeah, that one is my hot press papers review, but I just only tried only one set of the 20 around 20 papers for the hot pressed one yet. I will, if I have a time more, then I will try on the hot pressed more trial. So yeah, thank you for watching my video for the hot pressed Baohong paper. And next time I will just review for the Baohong artist grade, the rough one. I just only tested one. But actually I did not know about the rough one. I always use the cold pressed, but rough one is attractive, so I go a little bit more with Saunders too. So the color, that one is Persian blue, but this is very attractive. I think I compare with the cold press one. So that one is a cold press, and this one is the loft. So loft is more attractive for some the illustrate. I I just practice for the Pinterest the artist one. Then there is some difference between I use the Mijello Prussian blue, and but there is a different feeling of the paper and love, and then the cold press the cold press. So if I have more time, then I will keep continue with the review with the rough texture with the Baohong, and also Saunders the rough one. Thank you for watching my video.